You know, I was a stay-at-home dad for the first 6 years of my daughter's life. I used to take them around with me to places like story time at the library and the park, and people would come up to me and go, "Oh my goodness, they look just like you." I'm like, that's not a compliment. All babies are like me. They're pudgy, balding, and just peed their pants. So that's how I got my nickname, the pudgy, balding old guy. P-Bog sounds cool, I think. P-Bog. I used to go to a lot of mommy and me groups when with my daughter, and I was the only guy. I tried to fit in. I think I did okay. I think the moms really kind of liked it when I would mansplain how to breastfeed. They really appreciated the input, you know. The dads were a little more suspicious, right, Dan? Dans were a little more suspicious. Usually because they'd be coming home from for work, for lunch maybe, and I'd be explaining to the women how to use nipple shields. If you don't know what they are, Google it. They're very useful. You're gonna thank me later. They're really great. But the kids grow up really fast. You know, my daughter's now a teenager. So those of you teenagers, anybody out here, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Every morning is the teenage zombie apocalypse, right? And the worst is weekends. You don't know. You don't know when they're going to rise from the grave. It could be noon. It could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You just don't know. But whatever you do, don't talk to them. They hate that. Worst mistake I made in 18 years of parenting. I said, "Good morning, sweetheart. How'd you sleep?" They started to growl and came at me. I was able to get away, though, because teenage zombies are slow. So I was able to get away. I do have some advice for you, those with teenage zombies. Next time they come growling, they start coming at you, go to the refrigerator, get yourself some orange juice and a big bottle of champagne, and go outside, because they hate the light. They won't go outside. Go outside, make yourself a big mimosa, and wait for them to go to college. Or at least hopefully leave the house, you know. So, have you ever paid somebody to make you feel better only to feel worse? Before you jump to conclusions on who I paid, I was fired by my therapist. I thought we were doing great. You know, I would go there. I found her online, so that was probably the first problem. But I would go there and I would tell her my problems. She'd go, "Well, how do you feel about that?" I said, "Well, honestly, it kind of stresses me out." And then she would say something really helpful, like, "Time's up, that'll be $200. And I'd go back next Tuesday. And I thought we were doing great. And then she broke up with me. Not in person, not even by phone, but by text message, like a jilted 8th grader that didn't want to see me in gym class. And I thought to myself, how do I feel about that? I thought I could take that same $200, go down to Safeway, buy some ice cream, go home and watch Netflix, and I felt way better than I ever did in her office. So I'm cured. Therapy worked. But since I don't have a therapist anymore, I do have a pretty serious problem. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. Anybody else ever play Minecraft? No? Am I the only adult that can't stop playing with blocks? We got one. It started out as a way for me to bond with my daughter, for us to get closer, and it's become an obsession that I hide from my wife. If I look a little strung out, it's because I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning last night building a castle. Told my wife I was working. That's the reason I haven't showered in 3 days. But you know, I got responsibilities in Minecraft too. I can't just like not show up. Who will feed my sheep? I mean, if I leave them alone, they'd starve. That would be cruel. But it might be too much, though. I think I might need to do something about it. So I found out about there's a thing called Gamers Anonymous, and you meet with a group just about like you guys, just about this size. But I'm not sure if I can open up to a group of strangers and tell them I'm addicted to Minecraft. I'm just not sure if I can do that. Thanks for laughing at that, Dan. And besides, I can quit. I can quit anytime I want. Just as soon as I'm done building that exact perfect replica of the second Death Star, you know, the really big one, then my daughter will love me, right? Right? Okay, I'm going to finish up with something just a little bit happier here. This nice weather, it feels great. I mean, it's you know, like summer's on its way. I was down at the park and there just seemed to be a lot more dogs out than normal. They're all running up to trees, you know, checking the P-mail, leaving a message of their own. They got something really important to say. They'll do a big data dump in the middle of the grass. But the good news is they're all friendly. All the dogs are super friendly, right? You know they are. Because when that big old Labrador comes galloping at you in the middle of the park, what's the owner always doing? They're always running behind going, "He's friendly, he's friendly, he's friendly." Well, I'm friendly too. I guess that means it's okay for me to run over to your picnic, knock over your toddler, lick your wife's face, and pee on your blanket. Because I'm friendly. And I'm Michael Peterson. Thank you guys so much for listening.